Hey guys, welcome back. I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I just finished watering the garden and I saw I saw something I wanted to show you guys because it's really exciting. Earlier today, I just prepared the pots. I'm going to be planting herbs in all of these just to keep them close to the kitchen. But I wanted to show you something really cool. And I might as well just give you a tour because I don't think I've shown what the spring garden looked like since I planted everything in there. So we're going to go take a peek. I also took the new water. I just brought my hose up here and just watered the garden. And that worked super well. So that was exciting. Makes it that much easier. So you know what? I'll just start on this side and we'll go around. And then what I want to show you is in the fruit trees, but I'll do that at the end because they're at the back of the property. All right, so these are our blueberries. They look really good. We even have some blooms there. It's pretty exciting. Okay. Can you see them? Anyway, so they're super loaded with blooms, which is exciting. This one too. I have lots of blueberries. Look at that. Woohoo! Looking forward to that. Okay, so that's blueberries. We have raspberries over here, which have spread, which I don't mind in the least. They're pretty isolated in this raised bed. So if they wanted to spread a little bit, I'm totally fine. Oh, and you'll see these these are my red. These are my red. I painted rocks red. These are my little decoys to try to keep the birds away. The raspberries have spines, and the birds didn't touch them last year. The blueberries, they did, but once the pollination happens and there's fruit growing, I covered them with mesh, and that solved that problem. So that was fairly simple to resolve. This is the lettuce bed. So we've got arugula, which we've been picking at. I harvested yesterday, and I'm going to harvest some again for dinner today. These were the 3 little romaines, and they're looking pretty good. This is a weed. This is a weed. Ignore those. Is that a weed? It's not actually. Maybe I should leave it. This is weed. Life of a gardener. When you're out in the garden, you see a weed, you have to pull it. Okay, focus, Val. This is the Grand Rapids, which is doing well. These are the little corn salad plants, also doing well. They're cold hardy. And you'll remember I planted these fairly early in the spring. And these are all the butter crunch lettuce. They're looking so good. Like I just looked down this bed and I'm like, oh, we're going to be able to eat all of this in the next little while for sure. All right, next up, carrots. Carrots came up. I'm going to thin them. I'm going to wait till they grow a little bit more and then thin them out. But they're looking pretty good. I planted a little thickly in some areas, but that's okay. And then these are the turnips. Everything's looking really good. Ah, it's so rewarding. I try to take a peek under there, see if I can see anything yet, but not yet. It's a little early. All right, the peas. I posted a picture on Instagram about, hold on, let me find him. A little overachiever. Oh, there he is. This is the first one that's gripped the trellis. He's the overachiever of the year right there. But the funny thing is, and you'll remember that I had seeded peas somewhat early in the season. And after like 2 weeks and nothing came up, I thought my seeds were, they were too old and whatnot. So I bought more seeds and I seeded some more. And then sure enough, both came up. So we're going to have a lot of sugar snap peas this year, which isn't a problem. We'll just be eating a lot of peas and I'll be freezing a bunch. All right, I'm going to start back over here. These are the blackberry bushes. They were the last one to start greening up. The first was the blueberry, then the raspberry, then the strawberry, and then blackberry. So they're finally coming up. Looking good. That's going to be awesome. We didn't have any fruit on these last year because we had just planted them. It was their first year. There's a little bit of green coming up there. I put my little decoy rocks everywhere, and then if I see that there's birds in the garden, picking at stuff. Like I'll try to come out and deter, but if it becomes a problem, I'll probably net them, similar to the blueberries. All right, I also installed here. Let me get you a distant look. I put my netting on the strawberry plants. This worked well last year. Birds were very keen on getting into these, which who doesn't want strawberries? You can't blame them, right? But there's lots of blooms on there, so that's super exciting. You have lots of strawberries again. These ones actually did produce last year. So exciting. And there's all these little baby plants that I let them root, and then I cut off the runners at the end of last season. I don't mind if they spread. Go to town. All right, this is the garlic bed. Now, the garlic bed, this was interesting. So the majority is Russian red garlic. It's hardneck garlic planted last fall, October, probably end of October. But I had also planted maybe a row, maybe just this row here of Siberian. And they came up like in November because there was a period of time where there was warm temperatures. They came up, and usually snow happens, winter happens, spring comes around, and garlic just continues to grow, which is what happened with the Russian red. But these guys, only like a couple made it, and the rest are just, they didn't like it. And I suspect it was because we had a really warm period at the end of November, but you win some, you lose some. All right, these are radishes, and these ones, again, I was trying to take a peek to see if we can see anything. It's a little early, but you're going to start to see these little red radishes starting to grow, little red roots. This is our second batch of arugula, which we've been picking at. I've been picking from both beds, just, if you pick the leaves, they'll just grow more, which is awesome. And this is green onions, and these are really hard to see. You gotta look like really, really close. They look like little hairs, but those are all coming up now. Those take a while, so that's probably going to be July, maybe even August by the time we see them. Okay, and then lastly, now how am I going to show you this? Maybe I'll come from the side here, and we'll take a peek underneath the netting. All right. So first up, closest to me is bok choy, doing really well. Further in, with this. Yes. All right, back there, let's see if I can get my hand in there. Those are cabbages, also doing well. It's Napa cabbage, so like not like your standard. Oops, sorry about that. Not like your standard head of cabbage, but they're like Chinese cabbage. And then we have our spinach, which I won't lift it. I'll try to see through, and they're starting to grow. They're doing really well too. So that's exciting. And I've always preferred, I used to try to grow these things without covering them. And I used to get like leaf miner damage on the spinach, where you get those little grooves in the leaves, and then cabbage worm and things like that on the bok choy or on the cabbage. But ever since I've covered them with like this mesh, no issues whatsoever, which is pretty cool. All right. Oh, I forgot these two. These are our onions. I planted these in a previous video, and there's two different types. These are the yellow onions. I forget the name now. And these were red, and they're coming along. These are a little bit slower than the yellow ones, but that's all good. They're going to be in there for a while as well. And the onions and potatoes are new to me. And it was funny when I was monitoring the potato bed, and I wasn't sure, like I saw little things coming up, but to me they looked like little weeds, like little things that you see that just fly, things that just land in your soil and start to grow. But because I didn't know what a potato seedling looked like, I wasn't sure. So I was just keeping an eye, and that's what they look like. And I was just waiting for something to be obvious, like the way that I planted them, which was every one a foot. So now that I could see, there's clearly, those are clearly the potato seedlings there, which is pretty exciting. Like this, these are not potatoes. This is one, and this is one. with those little things. But at the time, I didn't know it. Like, is that a potato seedling? I have no idea. So I didn't pull anything. And now that I know what they look like, I'll come up and just clean those up when I have a minute. Okay, let's move over to the fruit trees. And this is what I got really excited about. I'll start on the left. So these two are pear. So this, oh yeah, there's our little our rhubarb living his life. We just planted him 2 days ago, but we moved it yesterday because it was a little close to the fence, and it gets to be about 3 by 3. So we want to give him enough room to stretch his legs, stretch his stalks. All right, this is one of our pear trees, leafing out, living life. So that's exciting. And there's no blooms yet on this guy that I can see yet, but it will be soon. And then this is the other pear. Did I see anything here? Yes, I did. Look, this is what I was super excited about. They're starting to bloom. That's going to be really pretty. Way up there. And we have a Bartlett and a Flemish Beauty. All right, now let's go to the apples. Same thing. Looking good. Are there blooms on this guy? I don't think so yet, but should be really soon. It's mostly leaves, buds. Looking good. Just glad they survived the winter. These are, like, fruit trees are new to me. It's the first time that I'm growing them. And here's the other one. And we have a Liberty and an Empire, which two varieties, which obviously we like those apples, and we can grow them here. All right, let me come on this one. This is a plum. And look, there's blooms. It's so exciting to me. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness, there's more. Ooh, so exciting. But this one came back. This one is looking good. So that's exciting. We had some branch damage because of wind and whatnot. So I'll see what happens there. I might have to do some pruning, like you'll see these two. We had some damage, but we shall see. This one, I'm not sure about. Like, I see that the branches are green, but there's no, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. I don't know if that's new growth or not, but I'm just going to wait it out and see what it does. And then we have this, and this is the other one that we're not too sure about. This is the nectarine. And I think, like, I see some activity, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to make it. Like, it's clearly not as far along as the other ones, but not sure. And then this is the peach. And what got me really excited was this little bloom right here, and it's pink. And I can't wait to see what this tree is going to look like with all pink buds blooming. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. I don't know if they're going to produce this year. I mean, we just planted them last year. I think they were 1 year, 2 year old, maybe. We'll have to see. But it's pretty exciting just to look out and see all these little leafy trees. It's going to be awesome. And it's freshly watered, so everything looks super lush right now. I said, you know what? I have to go record. I have to go show you guys all of these yummy things. But now I have to go make dinner. So I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.